Good morning, students of class 4th. Today I'll be continuing lesson 2, Mayur the Peacock, given on page number 8 of your Wordsworth English Reader book. Students, I had already explained page number 8 and 9, and today I'll be starting with page number 10. But before I start with page number 10, I would like to summarize page number 8 and 9 so that the lesson is clear to you and you understand it better. Student, this story is about a peacock named Mayur. And Mayur was a very self-centered peacock. Now, self-centered means persons who keep to themselves only. They don't like to mix with other people. Fine. Self-centered people tried to ignore the needs of other, and Mayur was a self-centered peacock. So he just thought about his own self and his needs. He didn't try to make an effort also to what the other birds were saying. He thought he was the best. He just ignored to the other birds' requests and advices. So this story tells us that just because of his self-centered and selfish nature, most of the time he was all alone. Nobody liked to play with him. Nobody liked to mix with him because he was simply ignoring them. He was not bothered. He didn't want to be a part of the other birds. And just because of his selfish and self-centered nature, he remained lonely and alone. Now, Mayur lived in Pakshi Vihar, but he kept to himself. He lived in Pakshi Vihar with other birds, but then he spent a lot of time alone only, without mixing and playing with other birds. He was just bothered about his own looks. He thought of his looks all day. Now, whole day he used to keep on thinking about his own looks, ki how beautiful my feathers are, how good looking I am. He never got tired of admiring his beautiful plumage. Now, students, plumage means feather of the birds, and whole day used to admire, look high upon. He had so much of pride that I have got beautiful feathers. So whole day he used to admire his beautiful feathers. Now, once he had noticed a tourist, because in Pakshi Vihar a lot of tourists were coming to have a look at the birds. So once he had noticed a tourist combing her hair with a comb. And he got the idea from there. So he also made a comb for himself with sticks, and he would carry his comb everywhere wherever he used to go, and used to comb so often, frequently used to keep on combing his feathers that the comb had become toothless over the time, and just because of continuous combing, the sticks had come out of that comb and it had become toothless. He sometimes used to wish and long that I wish I had a mirror so that he could admire himself in that mirror. But then he reasoned means he convinced himself that no problem, if I don't have mirror, then so what? I can always go to the pond, and in the reflection of the water of the pond I can see myself. I can admire my beautiful feathers. Now every day it was his routine. He used to strutted down to the pond, opened his tail wide and gazed at himself. Every day it was his routine that he used to walk in a very, very proud manner, in a manner to show off that he was very beautiful and good looking. And then used to go to the pond and then look and admire himself in the water of the pond, and used to look continuously for a long time. Used to never get tired of admiring his looks in the water, and then used to say, how beautiful I am. Now, then he used to, out of excitement and happiness, used to shout also. Then he would again take out his comb and start preening it again, means cleaning his feathers to make them more attractive, to bring a shine in his feathers. The other birds were tired of asking him to join them in their games, and the other birds, they knew his nature. So now they had stopped asking him to join in their games. But once what happened, Hans, he was also a handsome heron. Heron was the name of Hans was the name of the heron, and like Mayur, he was also handsome, good looking, isn't it? But then he was not arrogant and proud like Mayur. He just told Mayur that rather than admiring yourself, just shut your feathers, shut your tails, and come and play water polo with us. But Mayur blankly refused, and he said, "No, thank you. If I play with you, what will happen? My feathers will get wet, and if my feathers get wet, they will become smelly." He then continued to comb his hair. Hair means here feathers of the peacock. After that, what happened? One day, a brood of ducklings, they begged, they pleaded Mayur to be their goalkeeper just for time being, till the time the duck was not there. But Mayur was surprised. How come they are asking me? They know that I don't join in games with other birds. But then when the brood of ducklings, they continuously pleaded and requested him, please, please join us, be our goalkeeper for just for time being. But then unwillingly, that is reluctantly, he agreed. He agreed to become the goalkeeper. But then what happened? It was a game, and every time when the ball used to hit his tail, and his feathers used to be flattened, so every time what he used to do, he used to leave the goal open without bothering also that the ball will hit the goal and the team would secure a goal. He was not bothered. Rather, he would rush to the pond because he was so much conscious that my feathers will be damaged. So then what happened? He was doing this only, and after the game was over, or the duck might have joined, then the whole afternoon he kept on cleaning and brushing his feathers so that they started shining again. And then he thought to himself, then I am looking more smarter than before. Then all the birds of Pakshi Vihar were fed up of his behavior. Okay? Now he's such a bird who's not bothered about others' feeling. He just want to be busy with his own self, just admiring his feathers. So they never asked him to join in their games. Now what happened? One morning, Mayur woke up with the sun, and then he made a dash. Means he tried to rush quickly towards the pond to admire himself in the crystal clear water. Now students, here crystal clear water is mentioned, which means when long time there's no movement in water, the dust, it settles down and the water becomes clear, so that when you peep inside, you can see your reflection much better. So early in the morning, Mayur rushed to the pond to have a better look. Till here we have done yesterday. Now I'll be starting with page number 10, and before starting, I'll be revising the word meanings and the new words. Fine. Now, my first word meaning is of page number 10 is accidentally. Accidentally means by chance. It is not done intentionally, but by chance. Like at times you are going somewhere and accidentally, by chance, you happen to meet someone. So that is accidentally, means you had not planned to do something, but by chance it happened. Second word is slid. Slid means slipped. At times, especially during rains, mud is there, and often we slip and have a fall. Then third word is astonishment. Astonishment is surprise. When you see something new and you wonder, that is astonishment. And fourth word is whiz. Whiz is to move quickly through the air with a whistling or buzzing sound. Suddenly something moves in the air with a whistling. It's like that zzz sound. That sound is known as whiz. Especially when you slip fractions of second, it's like zzz. That is known as whiz. Okay. Now I'll continue with the lesson. However, something unexpected happened. Somebody had eaten a banana and had accidentally thrown away the banana peel on the ground. Now, what had happened, students? Somebody among the birds must have eaten a banana and must have thrown the peel on the ground. And on the way to the pond, because Mayur was in a hurry, he wanted to rush to the pond to admire himself, to look how beautiful he is, and he wanted to admire himself in the crystal clear water. So, without noticing the banana peel on the ground, Mayur slipped on the banana peel and fell down. Like he was so much in the hurry that he didn't notice that there was a banana peel lying on the ground. So, he stepped on it and fell down. He slid right down the bank into the pond with a big splash. And the moment he stepped the banana peel, he fell down and he had a literally like a slide. He slid directly from the ground. He went into the bank of the pond with a big splash. Like in Hindi, you can say he went in the water like chapat. That's a splash sound. If you throw something in the water, that splash comes out. In Hindi, you call it as chapat, isn't it? So, now what happened? Because Mayur used to never go in the water, he was very much conscious that if I go in the water, what will happen? My feathers will get wet and they'll start smelly, because he was extremely conscious about his looks and appearance. He didn't want to go into the water. He used to go near the bank and just admire himself, but used to never walk inside the water. Now, all the other birds watched in silence, wondering how Mayur would react. Now, the other birds, they were, just they didn't have anything to say, because they were not sure how Mayur is going to react. So, they were in silence, watching and wondering, thinking that now what will Mayur do since he is in water. And to their astonishment, instead of being angry, Mayur was actually enjoying the water. But here something different happened. They thought that Mayur will be very angry, very furious, but then what happened to their surprise? Instead of being angry, Mayur was actually enjoying the water, because Mayur used to never listen to other birds. Heron, the handsome heron called Hans, also invited him to join in the water polo and play with the other birds. He blankly refused. Now, Mayur never thought that water, actually going in the water, will be so much of fun. So, rather than getting angry, he was enjoying the water. It was a good time for him, which this was a new experience which he had never experienced earlier. That banana skin slide was fantastic. And to Mayur, the feeling was coming, what a fantastic slit I had, and I'm really enjoying the water. I never knew I could whisk so fast. And he was thinking, I never knew, I didn't know. I could do this also. I could whisk so fast and then enjoying the water. This water feels wonderful. He was having a good time in water because he had never had an experience before. I must take a dip more often. And he made up his mind that now again and again, more often is again and again, I'll come and take a dip in the water. I'll enjoy the water. The other birds could hardly believe their ears. What about your tail, Mayur? The heron asked. Now, the other birds were thinking that Mayur will be extremely angry by falling in water. But this was a different scene, totally different scene. He was enjoying himself in water and he was wondering that water is so nice, it is so much fun to be in water, and he had made up his mind that often he would come to water. Now, Heron asked him, Mayur, what about your tail? It must be getting wet. But Mayur wasn't listening. But Mayur ignored what what the handsome heron was saying. He was busy splashing around in the water. He was busy playing around in the water, doing that chapak chapak thing in water. Children also like to do that splashing, especially when you enter the pool. You don't feel like coming out, isn't it? So, same way, Mayur was also enjoying that chapak chapak in water. As he was playing, Mayur realized his foolishness, and while playing in water, he thought, how foolish I have been. He decided to stop thinking about his looks so much and start playing and enjoying like other birds. Now, after having that good feeling and after enjoying the water, he made up his mind that I will not be now bothered about my looks. I will look as I look, but now I'll play and enjoy like other birds. At times, when you too much think about something, you are deviated from other things, students. So you should enjoy the small pleasures of life, and that will really make you happy. So we should not leave any moment of enjoying small things. Like Mayur, he never realized that things would be so different, life would be so different, life would be full of fun if he would have tried this, but accidentally he fell into the pond, and then he had experienced something different which was too good for him. So now he thought he will not be bothered about his looks, and he would play and enjoy with other birds. He will have a good time. He will mix up with everybody. All the other birds were very happy. Now the other birds knew his behavior. He was a self-centered person, used to never mix with other birds, but now what they were seeing was a different Mayur. So his changed behavior made the other birds very happy. At last Mayur had stopped thinking about his appearance, and now Mayur was a totally changed bird now. He stopped thinking about his appearance. Now let it be how I am. I'll be like that only. Now I'll not be very conscious. I will not admire myself every time throughout the day. Now I'll be a part of the games of other birds. I'll have a good time with them. I'll enjoy with them. He now played with the other birds and had a lot of fun. Now Mayur was a entirely different bird. He started playing with the other birds and started having fun. That means he started enjoying life. He started experiencing new things, and which really made his life very happy and beautiful. Now he was beautiful in real sense. Your outer appearance doesn't make you beautiful, children. A moral to be learned from the stories. Your real beauty is how you as a person are. Outer appearance doesn't matter. It is your inner thoughts, your feelings, how is your behavior towards other. That is your real beauty. And children, you should enjoy. You should not miss small pleasures of life. For everything, you should plan. Now I'll go with the all wow words of this lesson, so that I'll pronounce them once again, so that the pronunciation is clear to you. After going to the wow words, I'll go to the meanings and meanings of phrases also. Now, students, please listen to the pronunciation, especially of the wow words. They are new for you. Listen carefully so that you also pronounce them correctly. First wow word is admiring. My first wow word is admiring. Then second wow word is plumage. Second wow word is plumage. Third, maintaining. Third is maintaining. Fourth is reasoned. Fourth is reasoned. Fifth, strutted. Fifth, strutted. Sixth, gazed. Sixth, gazed. Seventh, exclaim. Seventh, exclaim. Please hear to my pronunciation carefully. It's exclaim, Then 8th, preening. Then preening. 9th, handsome. 9th, handsome. 10th, water polo. 10th, water polo. 11th, flattened. 11th, flattened. 11th, flattened. 12th, accidentally. Accidentally. Then 13th, slid. 13th, slid. 14th, astonishment. 14th, astonishment. 15th, whiz. 15th, whiz. Now we'll go through the word meanings of the lesson. First, word meanings given on page number 8. Admiring. Admiring means appreciating. Admiring means appreciating. When you praise something, that is, you appreciate. Then, plumage, feathers of a bird. Plumage means feathers of a bird. Plumage means feathers of a bird, and that can be layers of feathers that cover a bird. Plumage means feathers of bird. That can be layers of feathers covering a bird. That is the pattern of feathers, arrangement of feathers. Third word is maintaining. Maintaining means continue to look after something, to keep in proper condition. When you want to maintain something, you try to keep that thing in proper condition. Then fourth word is reasoned. Reason means gave suitable reasons about something. That is well thought of. You convince yourself. That is reason. Now, next word is strutted. Strutted means to walk in a proud way with one's back straight and head up. When you are strutted, you walk in a proud way with your back straight and head up. That is, you are walking in a very proud and confident manner to show off. Then your next word is gazed. Gaze means stared, look fixedly, or look at something or somebody for a long time, not removing your eyes from it, to look continuously. That is known as gaze. Now, the word meanings of page number 9. Exclaim, to shout in excitement or happiness. When you are extremely happy or extremely excited, that sudden noise comes out of your mouth, and that is that exclaim. You suddenly scream in surprise. That is happiness. Next is preening. Preening means cleaning the feathers with beak. Now we use a comb to clean our hair, but generally birds, they clean their feathers with their beak, and that is known as preening. And handsome. Handsome means good looking, but students, don't forget, this word handsome is used for a masculine gender. A man or boy can be called handsome, but you cannot use it for a feminine gender. Next word is water polo. Water polo is a game played in water with a ball. And next is flatten, means to become flat. Flatten means to become flat. Now, word meanings on page number 10. Accidentally, by chance. Something which is done by chance, not intentionally. And slid means slipped. Then astonishment, surprise, which is unbelievable. Fine. And then whiz, to move quickly through the air with a whistling or buzzing sound. That zzz sound is known as whiz. Now students, there are two phrases also given. One is on page number 8 and one is on page number 9. On page number 8, the phrase is kept to himself, which means to spend a lot of time alone without talking to other people. Spend a lot of time alone without talking to other people. Like for example, we can say the prince kept to himself, like he didn't like to mix with other children. So that's keep to himself. And second phrase given on page number 10 is made a dash. Made a dash means ran quickly towards something. The people made a dash towards the accident site. That means they ran immediately where the accident had happened. So these were the two word meanings given. I hope the lesson is clear to you. Now students, once I'll read this lesson for you so that again the pronunciation of all the words are clear to you. Please listen to me. Mayur the Peacoc. Mayur was a peacock. He lived in Pakshi Vihar, but he kept to himself most of the time. He thought of his looks all day. He never got tired of admiring his beautiful plumage. Once he had noticed a tourist combing her hair, and he had loved the idea of maintaining his plumage all the time. Thus he had made a comb with a few sticks and carried it everywhere he went. He used it so often that it had almost become toothless now. He sometimes wished he had a mirror to admire himself in, but then he reasoned to himself that at least he could see himself in the clear water of the pond. Every day he strutted down to the pond, opened his tail wide, and gazed at himself. "What a beautiful bird I am!" he would exclaim. Then he would take out his comb and start preening again. The other birds were tired of asking him to join them in their games. Hans, the handsome heron, called out to him one day and said, "Shut your tail and play water polo with us." "No, thank you," said Mayur. "My feathers will get wet and smelly." He then continued to comb his hair. Another time, a brood of ducklings begged Mayur to be their goalkeeper, till the time their original goalkeeper, the duck, arrived. At first, Mayur was shocked at such a suggestion, but the ducklings begged him to play with them, so he agreed reluctantly. He didn't like his job though. Each time the ball hit his tail, it flattened his feathers. He left the goal wide open every time and rushed to the pond to see how badly his feathers had been damaged. He brushed his feathers all afternoon till they shone again. "I look smarter than ever," he thought to himself. All the other birds were tired of his behavior. They could never make Mayur join in any of their games. One morning, Mayur woke up with the first rays of the sun. He made a dash for the pond as usual to admire himself in the crystal clear water. However, something unexpected happened. Somebody had eaten a banana and had accidentally thrown away the banana peel on the ground. Mayur slipped on the banana peel and fell down. He slid right down the bank into the pond with a big splash. All the other birds watched in silence, wondering how Mayur would react. To their astonishment, instead of being angry, Mayur was actually enjoying the water. "That banana skin slide was fantastic. I never knew I could whisk so fast. This water feels wonderful. I must take a dip more often." The other birds could hardly believe their ears. "What about your tail, Mayur?" the heron asked. But Mayur wasn't listening. He was busy splashing around in the water. As he was playing, Mayur realized his foolishness. He decided to stop thinking about his looks so much and start playing and enjoying like the other birds. All the other birds were very happy. At last, Mayur had stopped thinking about his appearance. He had realized the fun in enjoying the simple pleasures of life. He now played with the other birds and had a lot of fun. Now, students, in our next class, we'll be doing the comprehension part of this lesson. So, students, the lesson learned from Mayur the peacock is that we should not be self-centered and selfish. We should also listen to what other people suggest and advise us. We should always try to mix and gel with all the people. We should not be self-centered and selfish, because otherwise we will not enjoy the small pleasures. So students, try to be friendly and happy with everybody around you. Try to mix up with them. And students who are in the WhatsApp group of class 4th, we have provided the PDF copy in the group. Please read lesson number 2, Mayur the Peacock. That is the PDF copy. And those of you who have got the new books, please read it so that easier for you to understand the comprehension.